Good evening, all. This is Tom from Tom's Train World here, and we're going to say everybody have a safe and happy holiday weekend. And I'm going to show you how I hook up my signals, and you can see some of the signals right there. And what I do to mount them is I drill a 1/4-inch hole into the layout. I put a straw down the hole, cut it off, and then stick the signal in there, and the wires just slide right through. Sometimes trying to drill a small hole to conserve, and then the wires get caught up and everything, so the straw works perfect, makes life easier. So then they get those 4 wires get connected to a terminal block, and they're all set up on a terminal block. And what we're going to do is we're going to go underneath the layout, or underneath the helix actually, and I'm going to show you what I set up last night. And I'll be right back. Okay, we're back here underneath the helix, and as you can see, there's a signal there. There's 4 of them there. They're all in a row, and the wires come out of the signals. You got a red, yellow, green, and black wire. The black wire is the common wire, and you can see there's 4 different signals and 4 different terminal blocks they get screwed into. Makes life a lot easier. And then on these first 2 here, I have all the labels on there. That's the signal number for my JMRI, so it knows which one it is. And then on there, you've seen those before. They're the signal numbers that Jim Tedesco made for me. And underneath here, and there's a BD20, and that BD20 holder is another thing that Jim Tedesco made for me. So Jim is getting a big shout out tonight. And we go underneath here, and you can see the Light-Its. And it maybe if I put a little light in here. There we go. That brightens up a little bit. We can see the Light-Its, and you can see the red, yellow, and green, and the white wire soldered onto the board. And then you got a black and a red wire, and they go to the bus line. That's my DCC accessory bus line. No track on there. That's just for accessories. And then those numbers there are the addresses of each one of those Light-Its, and I'll show you how I do that when we get over to the workbench. And I got 2 more to put in here, so we're gonna do these 2 tonight and get them all set up, and then the signal lights come on. Everything was working with those last night, and we're gonna go over to the workbench now and show you what I do there. Be right back. Okay, we're back at the workbench now. I'm going to grab a seat here, and I'm going to show you my supplies. I pre-cut up. These are the red, yellow, and green and white wires, and I got enough there to do 2 Light-Its. These are the Light-Its. They're about the size of a dime, not very big. And these are the holes that we put the wires in, and then on each end you can put wires to continue to go to a next one. But the way I hook them up now, I do individual. I tried doing 4 together before, and one didn't work, and it made it a big mess. So that's that. These are the holders that Jim Tedesco gave me, and I just need to sand down in this groove a little bit so that the Light-Its fit in there nice and smooth. These here 4 wires are for connecting to the bus. These spade connectors go onto the ends of these 4 wires, and then I use these they're T-connectors, and they then slip into the slot on a T-connector, and that makes it easier. Then all I need to do is plug it in, and if there was wire wrong way or something, all I gotta do is unclip it and put it in the other side. This was done, used to be done with suitcase connectors. I like those, but they're a bear to get apart when you have them already installed. And then these two screws are what I use to put into the Light-It holder, and then that gets mounted on the board. These are the addresses that are going to be for these two signals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. Oh, well, what I can do is show you what I do here. I take the wire, and underneath here it says red, yellow, white, green, and +5. So that's the common. So we take the red wire, slide it up through the hole, and then I bend the wire back on itself, and then I can solder that guy. And then we do the next one. One here is yellow. So the yellow one goes up through. Let's see, a little thicker wire there. And then we just put that there, and we bend that over, like so. Hope you can see this. And so now I got a red and the yellow one there. The green one's next. I put that through the white and the green one, because the white one is for like a lunar or whatever they call that. That's a different type of signal. So we use the green. And then we put the white one on, and that's the common wire. So we stick that up through that last hole there, bend that over, and now we have 4 wires on there. And now what we do is we can slide this in here. I gotta sand it yet. And then I can solder one wire here, and then when I get it underneath the layout, I have to solder the last wire on, because then I have to put the screw in and put this down. Can't do that with this mounted in there. So I leave one loose, but to test it on the bench here, I solder one of these wires on, and then I just have the other one on there, and then I take it off when I get underneath the layout. So what I'm going to do is solder all these, but I'll pause the video. You don't want to see how I solder. And we'll be back in a second. Okay, we got the wire soldered on, and I'm not the greatest solderer, but at least they're on there solid. And all I got to do now is hook them up to my test track here. Just clip this onto here, and then I clip this one onto here. And now you can see the LED light lit up. Let me just turn this off here. You can see the LED light lit up pretty bright there. So I'm going to turn this bench light back on. And what I do then is on the Light-It, I'll show you here, there's a little pad here. You hit that pad, and then this light's going to blink. So let's just do that. Now you see it flickering. And then what we do is we go onto the power cab, and we hit shift and clear, and now we're at the signal address section on the power cab, and we put in the address, and this one we're going to use as 6.5, and then we just hit enter, and then it asks for the signal aspect. I hope you can see this. And we just enter a 0, enter, and now the light is solid. So if we hit enter, we enter again on the power cab, we get another aspect, and we hit a 0. Oops, I didn't hit that right. Enter, 0, enter. And then if we hit enter one more time and hit like a 1, and we hit a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, seems not to be working here, guys. That light should go out. Let's program it again, and we'll put in 6, 5, enter, and then we do 0, enter. There it goes. I think it timed out on me the first time. If you don't get it in, it only stays that way for about a minute, so you need to have the time to get it. So now we hit enter, and you can put in all the different aspects. And I believe 5 is a blinking green, yes. And then if I hit enter again and go to a 2, now it's solid green. So that one's set up for address 65. So when we take it over to the layout, we'll be able to get that. So I'm going to pause the video again, and we'll be back in a little while, and I'll have both of these Light-Its ready, and we'll go under the layout and set them up. Be back in a little bit. Okay guys, we're back. Got the other Light-It set up, and I put the T-clips, T-connectors on the bus line. I put the spade connectors on the wires, and then I fed up the wires from the Light-It up the holes. And then what I'm going to do is go up there and screw them all in, and we'll go from there. And then I just have to slide them into here, and then solder this red wire on. That's loose right now. So what I'll do is I'm going to screw them in and slip them in there, and we'll go from there. And I'm going to pause the video while I do that, so you don't have to see me doing that. And then when I come back, we'll just clip them onto the bus line. Well, I'll have that all done, and then we can turn the lights on and see how they look. So we'll be back in a short while. Okay, I got the Light-Its all mounted and the wires all connected and everything. All I gotta do is solder those 2 red ones, but I think they're good enough to, I'll solder them later. I'm going to turn on the layout, and then we'll see how the signals light up. So let me get out there and get my phone here. And go to my app. And as you can see, we have 2 green ones there going that direction, and then we go over to the other side, and we should have 2 greens that way. And we do. There's the 2 signals, both green. So that's it. And I'll just solder those wires, and we'll go from there. And then I got all these other ones to do, but I ran out of 24 gauge wire, which is what I use to connect those up to the Light-It. So I have a some coming from Amazon. That'll be here Tuesday, so I'll be able to do the rest of these. So I'm going to finish up ballasting this track tomorrow, and then test it all out again. Still got a lot of ballasting to do. I gotta make up some glue to glue it down, and then get it all ready. Then once that's all ballast, then we'll be all done with this section, and then maybe I'll paint this earth color or something before I put the second level up. That way I can get in there and get it all good and painted, and then the scenery I can do later. So that's it for today. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. This is Tom. Take care.